you.
Wait, please don't.
You're my bitch now.
I'm so sorry, Diana.
I'm doing this. Felicia did this to me, so I don't give a fuck what Carter has to say. I'ma off that bitch. That bitch is mine. I need you right now. Can you please get to me ASAP?
Yeah, where you at? I'm on the way.
Fuck, you killed her. I told you to follow my fucking rules and you didn't fucking listen. No, I'm gonna massage you. Drew gave her up so I didn't put a bullet in you and your fucking daughter.
Welcome back, Top Notch Gang, to another video. We're here with Power Book to Go season 4 episode 7. So we're gonna talk about the aftermath for each and every character, what took place within this episode, and what's gonna go on in the long run. So of course that includes the aftermath of Diana getting beat up by the dirty cop Felicia, her baby, how that's all gonna play out. Yes, they did lose their baby, and Diana going to get revenge on her own, getting it back in blood. It went exactly as we said it was. Also Drew in jail, finding out Roman was gonna snitch on Carter's organization, saying he's gonna take him out to be a lieutenant for Carter, how everything went down with that situation. And also we gotta get into Effie, Brayden, Kane, how things going with them. Effie talking about getting out the gang, Kane and Noma talking about getting fucking married. We just gotta go ahead and get into all of it. So as usual, you guys can leave a like, comment, subscribe, and let's break this episode down. Now let's start shit off with Diana and her revenge. It kind of played out exactly as we thought, and we were correct about the connection it had to the original Power. Remember, I told you guys season 4 episode 10 was the aftermath of Raina's death, and it was called You Can't Fix This. And in the aftermath it talks about tragedy befalling the St. Patrick's, and Tommy and Ghost trying to go and get revenge for Raina dying. Of course, Tariq beats them to the punch and kills Ray Ray himself. Well, within this episode, Tariq and Diana, yes, they do lose their baby. As we see, Diana wakes up in the hospital. Tariq lets her know right away, and she's not having it. She kicks Tariq out, and she tells Monet who did it, and she's gonna kill her. She says she wants to get the job done herself. So Monet lets her know she's gonna go talk to Carter first, and of course Carter shuts Monet down, saying they're not gonna kill Felicia. It's not happening. Why the fuck would he let them do that? But once again, Diana didn't give a fuck, went into Monet's safe and took her gun. She also got a call from Drew while he was in jail, told him about the baby. He said he was gonna make shit better for her. She's thinking none of y'all can fix this. I need to go do the shit myself, and that's what she does. She goes to the police department and she's waiting outside, and she follows Felicia home. Before she followed her, actually Felicia was in the conversation with Carter, let him know everything that happened. She didn't know Diana was pregnant. Also showed him the footage of Tariq killing Zion. We're gonna see if that continues to play a part later on. But Diana follows Felicia back to her house. Felicia comes out the house to take out the trash. Diana uses that as an opportunity to sneak in and points the gun directly at her. Of course, this turns into a brawl again because we get a yap fest before shit actually gets to flying. I would have just shot her. That's just me though. But they get to fighting once again. But this time Diana gets the upper hand, and she picks up a frying pan off the stove. We know this is a parallel to Ghost's kill in jail, having her kill Felicia this way, and she smashes her head in with this pan twice and leaves her there to bleed out. Now the part gets interesting right here for two reasons. One, Diana realizes in this moment that Felicia has a kid of her own, a son. She freaks out at this point and calls Tariq to come help her out. Now when Tariq is helping her out, the son actually comes out his room and sees them there, so they have to put him back to bed. And then Monet, of course, she realized Diana took the gun, and she goes and meets them at the house as well. Meanwhile, doing all this, Carter now is informed of what they've done thanks to Drew. We're gonna get into that later in Drew's section because that was a prediction I made over 2 months ago and I got correct. But Drew lets Carter know that they're at Felicia's house, and he pulls up on demon time, and he realizes that he knows they killed Felicia. He asks about her son, and they said the son is good. Now he tells them if it wasn't for Drew giving up Noma, once again we're going to talk about that later, that he would have killed both of them right then and there. But he said he's going to let them live, and they now have to be informants to bring down Noma, to give him everything they can on her, and they won't go down for this murder on Felicia. So Diana in the end got her revenge, and she did regret it overall. And she also connected with Tariq for a moment. Tariq talked about him going kill Ray Ray for Raina, talking about how he lost his heart, he lost a piece of him. Now Ray don't have to be here to deal with it, he do, that it didn't really change nothing, and Diana felt the exact same. I want to say for a moment that they're gonna continue their relationship and get back together. We already got more exclusive scenes of them kissing once again, so we know their relationship is gonna continue to grow with them losing a child, and who knows, they might fuck around and have another one. But that's Diana's revenge and everything that took place with that. Now, to get into Drew in jail, getting to kill, the threat to Carter's organization, and also joining Carter once and for all. So we know in the last episode, they took Drew to jail to kill Zay. Zay was the nigga that Monet and Drew went on a mission with to steal Noma's product. He ended up getting shot when the police told him freeze. He didn't put his gun down. He survived. So they had to get him to keep his mouth shut. So they put Drew in jail so he could take him out. Drew, of course, got in a fight with Roman, put himself in the infirmary, and did end up killing Zay. But he overheard a conversation between Roman and another guy where Roman was basically saying that he's gonna rat out Carter's whole organization, and that's gonna be his get out of jail free card. Drew, using this basically to help Monet and Diana get out the game and to gain more power and access, caused the Nico nigga in Carter's organization, lets him know this information, and they make a deal with one another. Nico tells Carter about that deal within this episode. Drew is basically given the green light, and he gets the job done. He takes out Roman, so that nigga can't snitch no more. Now, I told you guys this was gonna happen when we got the synopsis for every single character way at the beginning of season 4, and Drew's talking about forming this alliance with a person that's gonna give him all the power he wants. And as the season continued, I told you guys it made sense it was going to be Don Carter. Now, with this happening, they fulfilled their promise and let Drew out of jail. Drew, he's getting all these messages from Monet, these voicemails about what happened with Diana, that whole situation, and he takes this as another opportunity to be honest with Carter, to gain some leeway and some trust, some loyalty, and he lets them know at that moment that they're going to go kill Felicia. He also lets him know that Noma is their real distributor. That's who they were stealing the product from in the first place, and that's the one that's in charge of everybody. He spares them because of Drew, and he says him and Drew's gonna clean up the body. They have to rat out Noma. They have to give him everything they can to bring Noma down. So Drew, he did save him, but he did kind of fuck over his family at the same time. We knew this was gonna eventually happen. I can't even be mad at him considering the fact that Monet lied and said it was the Russians, and this could have been a situation where she got her children killed over a lie. Once again, protecting a plug, just like Carter told her. She talks about protecting her family one better, and she still is making all the wrong decisions. But now Carter, he knows about Noma. She is his main priority, and as long as they give up information on her, everything's good to go. Now, the interesting part about this as well is the episode 8 description talks about Drew and Kane competing for the streets. So this new power and control that Drew has now is gonna go overboard, I guess, and him and Kane is gonna get back in this war that started in the first few episodes when Kane found out what they did to Monet, had a chance to kill Drew. Drew got the upper hand, didn't kill him. all of that is gonna pick back up basically, so we gotta wait to see how that's gonna continue to play out. But I think Drew, he's not gonna be around for much longer, especially going against Kane once again. You won't get another opportunity to kill him. I said it all the way back then. We're gonna see how it plays out. Another major storyline picking right up from where we left off in episode 6 is of course Don Carter taking out Kamal Tate. Now we knew Rashad Tate was going to return this episode. He was going to have questions about his brother's death. Who did it? Now I thought my nigga Rashad was going to be able to smell bullshit on this nigga Carter. He wasn't able to do it. Carter pinned it all on the Russians, said it was a retaliation hit for them busting them the other day that they went back and killed Kamal. Then him and the Nico nigga go on a hit together and Carter kills a Russian and placed the gun in his hand. We knew, I made a whole video about how he was gonna frame somebody, we just didn't know who it was, but I pointed out that based off how the storylines was going for everyone, that I didn't see it being a major character, and it wasn't. Now I think the more interesting part about all of this is the Nico side of things. Him and Felicia was already questioning Carter when he was working with Rashad Tate, and he was feeding him information, talking about why we have to do this and that, posing all these questions to him. But when they actually get the job done and they kill a dude and he's just trying to rush the case, basically saying run ballistics, it's gonna come back that he was the one who killed Kamal Tate, Nico was kind of looking at him sideways. Now I think this is important because once he realized that Felicia is dead, he might start to not trust Carter as much because he's not letting them know everything. Now Carter could have just told him that he was protecting him, that he took out Kamal Tate, but for whatever reason he didn't, and I wonder why, if he already lacks trust in them. That's something interesting we gotta look out for. But Nico did kind of look at him a little sideways, and I think a lot of friction is gonna happen with Felicia not being in this group no more, with Drew joining it, still being part of the Tejadas. A lot of this shit is just gonna crumble and fall apart, and this might be exactly what's needed for Monet and Tariq to get out from under him, to kill him, to take him out once and for all. So that's where the cracks lie. The storyline kind of wasn't as interesting, and like I said, because Rashad Tate didn't call him on his bullshit. He just took him at his word that this was the nigga, the ballistics match, and that was that. To quickly run through everyone else once again, as their storylines wasn't as important. Brayden, Effie, and Kane do a little mission together to hack this police computer so that they could basically find out that Carter's crew was dirty, how they're getting all this information, everything like that. But to do this, of course, we got the exclusive scene that Stokely, one of the people in the group that Brayden and Tariq was the agents for, kicked them out because Brayden was being a goofy in the last episode, going on stage while they was performing, and also they knew that they were selling drugs behind their back and everything like that, so they cut them off. So Brayden, in order to work with Effie and Kane, told him that he wanted course correct back, and Effie gave it to him. As we saw in the last episode, she wanted out the game. Kane told that to Noma, and that's what she's going to be pushing towards for the remainder of the season, I believe. Now, the mission was to go get this information off the police computer, and of course, when they got it, Kane found out about Carter and his organization being dirty, and he also found out about Felicia. He heard Diana say this name earlier in the episode, and now he knew that that was the person who made her lose her baby. Now, we know Felicia's already dead, but we're gonna see how Kane might fuck this up in the next episode. Now, another thing is Kane and Effie were potentially about to get back together within this episode. She said she was gonna stay at his place and wait for him to come back while he go talk to Noma, let her know everything he got. But when he went over there and gave her the information, this nigga also asked to marry her, and because she wanted citizenship so she could run this business the way she wanted and everything like that. I don't know, I tuned out, wasn't really paying attention. They have sex again, and basically he leave Effie hanging. Now, another clue we get is Effie gets a phone call from her mom that she declines. We did see rumblings of her saying we was gonna meet her mom by the end of the season. How many episodes left? 3, I believe. We're gonna see if that's still happening. Who knows at this point? But the fact that they showed it, something is coming up. We're gonna learn more about her family within these last few episodes. But I think at this point, her and Kane are officially done. Overall, that's it for this video. You guys can leave your thoughts and opinions down below. I think this was a pretty solid episode. A lot of things happened, a lot of things to look forward to as well. It's not as like action packed as the one before. That shit has too much going on, but we got a lot of payoff with the Diana revenge. Of course, Drew killing Roman in jail, killing Zay, now joining Carter. Gotta see how that's gonna continue to pan out. And also, I think the only thing that really didn't have a high payoff was Rashad Tate coming back, Kamal getting killed. That shit, I don't know, they could have did that shit a lot better. I think we're interested to see Effie's backstory, but once again, with only 3 episodes left, we'll see how that's gonna play out. Brayden, I think he's gonna get a bigger storyline as the season continues, more focused on Elle. I told you guys, it looks like she won't last to the end of the season. I thought I was wrong because she wasn't in these most recent 2, but her name does pop back up in the descriptions for episode 9, I believe. So be on the lookout for her. As usual, once again, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'm out.